the 30-second mark, we'll hear the flight director give the final go for launch. So we're under a minute. As we said, we're not expecting a hold at T-minus 40, but do not be shocked if that happens. It has happened in the past, and we can hang out there for a couple of minutes if we need to.
If memory serves me right,
we hold my breath for 4 seconds.
Pass through prop load gate.
All right, we passed right through that prop load gate.
Hot diggity dog.
All right, so we're going to let our flight director, Tayani, to take it away.
Go for launch.
We'll go for launch.
And 20 seconds.
Deluge systems kicking in. Should now be kicking in. That's the flight termination systems.
T-minus 10, 9, 8,
There's the deluge
7,
system kicking in.
6,
4,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fire! There we go. Launch.
We have liftoff.
B2. New interface. Look at it go. That's my team.
Vehicle's pitching downrange.
Look at it go, man. Looks like it's good propellant. That's a good sign. And all engines are running. That's even better. That's 33 Raptor engines all going. That's a lot of thrust. That's more thrust than
all right, we're more than 30 seconds into flight. Telemetry showing 33 out of 33 engines as it's pitching downrange.
Booster, ship, avionics, power, and telemetry nominal.
Good. It's a good sign. Now
Here are good call-outs on the ship and booster avionics. You just heard the rumble hitting us about 6 miles away. Watching Starship arc into just endless blue skies right now.
I'm seeing some metal peeling off on the side. Is that
Vehicle
normal?
supersonic.
More than a minute into flight, the vehicle's
I think that's
supersonic.
the cover. It's the cover for the chopsticks.
Max Q.
Max Q.
So we just passed through Max Q. That's the greatest stress the vehicle's going to experience on the way uphill.
That's a cover for the
reminder that all of our teams down here on the ground are now looking at systems on the tower. They just did a manual check through. That's going to inform that manual flight director's decision. Next moment coming up, though, is going to be hot staging.
That's the
Don't
really
take your eyes
stage,
off it. It's
where
one
a
heck of a
jolt
light
and then
show.
jolt. It's gonna be
What a gorgeous ascent.
That's a cool view. That's
6 ship engines getting ready to ignite. That's going to happen while we're still attached.
In a few minutes. Is it going to cut up early? Wow, that'd be cool because they haven't cut up.
We can still
early.
see the ship's engines from the ground.
Got a little under 30 seconds away from that. We are hearing good call-outs on the tower preparedness, the manual checks. Reminder, though, we've still got automated checkouts on the booster and the ship itself. But as of right now, our manual checks and our manual commanding is looking
like
go for a catch.
Booster engine cut off.
That is incredible news.
There we go.
We just heard the call out for booster engine cut off.
Engine startup.
Most engines cut off down to those middle 3.
Cut off.
Cruise port first startup.
Whoa, that's cool. It just fires off. I've never seen that before. Okay, one engine's down. That's fine. That's not too bad. We know one engine would.
All right, hot
fail.
stage confirmed. We've got a booster hopefully on its way back to us, and a ship now making its ascent burn into space. How's it going in Hawthorne, Jesse?
It's great over here. You can hear the crowd screaming for every milestone. The booster is now making its way back down to Earth. Looks like we have 12 of those 13 engines ignited. We're using the engines that actually gimbal.
We are go for booster return.
An excellent call out there. We are go for booster return.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Now we've got to go for
There's a
booster
lot of
landing,
criteria that
and
needed
that's
to
the most
line up to
important
ensure
thing.
that we could have a safe booster catch, and it sounds like we got the go for that.
We got a booster catch. Oh wow! Oh wow!
And there you can see on your screen.
Okay, that's insane.
We had the.
That's early
we just
as well.
jettisoned
There's
the hot stage, and there's a great
That will land in the
excellent
sea.
view there of
be
the hot
fine.
stage floating away from
They recover
the
that
super
easily.
heavy booster.
So
Now we've shut down the engines for that boost back
Now
burn. That
just
confirms
glide,
boost back burn
hopefully
is
glide
now
and not
complete.
hit
That was the first of 2 burns
needs to
required
bank
to
and then go
for the
down.
vehicle to make its way back
As
down
you see,
to
it will
Earth.
bank slightly,
And
it has to
next
bank.
coming up will be the landing burn. That's going to be
the
13
landing
of
burn,
those
literally, they
center
fire
engines
all about
igniting
engines
again.
and it will land.
And that will
That's insane.
then go down to from
By the
13
way,
down to
that
3
is
engines just right
280
before
tons.
we touch down for that
Just to
booster
be
catch.
clarified.
Now, reminder,
Clarifying
our
that
stage 1
280 tons
objectives
coming
are
down
to have a
with
controlled
gravity.
ascent, stage separation, as well as a controlled boost back burn and hot stage as well. So we're looking good for that so far. Some great views there from the ship of Earth. That looks incredible.
Now the camera should reflect, but I've noticed something. One of the
Now,
there's a cover
Starship's
to
ship
bounce
is
on the
still
chopsticks. It's
firing
damaged,
its
so I'm not-
engines right now.
I'm a
Starship
little bit
trajectory
concerned
nominal.
about that. That
And
might be fine.
great call-outs. Starship
Look at the
trajectory
coast. It's
is
going
nominal.
back to where it started.
You can follow along
That's
the
insane.
telemetry, the altitude in the bottom left-hand corner for the Super Heavy booster,
That's
as well as the
insane.
bottom right-hand corner for the ship. And these views are just
Look
amazing.
at that. That's going through atmosphere now. That's going through entry of atmosphere.
Again, the booster is currently making its way back to the
Look at the
tower
kilometers, altitude's
today.
going down.
So we're looking forward
About
to a booster catch with the
25
chopsticks.
kilometers. Usually
In the
that's
meantime,
close.
you can see those grid fins there helping to control the vehicle and
stabilizing
guide it
properly.
back to its landing site.
Booster FTS is saved.
Now with that, we're going to hand it back. How's it going over there, Dan and Kate? How are you doing, Kate? Seeing that in person.
You know,
You are seeing.
Dan had to take that entire
Whoa.
segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
There it is.
We can see the booster coming back in now through the plume. At least it looks
10
that way to us.
kilometers.
It's
9,
incredible that it basically
8,
returns. It looks
7,
like a
you said 9
speeding,
now, pretty
just like
Ship
this
rupture chamber
pressure
silver
nominal.
flare coming back to the. Once again,
That's
we
the
are
Sonic.
standing by for attempting to catch the booster at
Fire
the
up the
tower.
engines.
This would be the second
jeez.
tower catch.
Booster landing
Landing
start.
burn.
Landing burn has started.
Seeing 13 engines.
That's the chopsticks.
Booster now hovering as it
it's
aligns
just
with the
landed
tower
there.
for
Oh,
catch.
oh, jeez.
Booster coming in.
Jeez.
Ready for that boom. Kate.
Down to 3
landing.
engines.
No way. It's landed again. It's landed again. Oh, whoa. Okay. That's, oh, jeez. It's landed again. That's 280 tons landed. Oh man, that's insane.
You heard it here. Mechzilla has caught the booster.
That's pretty insane.
Once
That's
again,
actually
for the second time, a
was
successful
smooth. That
catch
was
by the
smooth.
launch tower. This is the same tower, the launch pad, where that booster took off from just 7.5 minutes ago. Great
God,
view
that's
from
massive.
the chopstick
Look how big
arms,
they are.
looking at those hypersonic grid fins that steer the
By the way,
booster
those pins
for
are
that
holding it
precision
in
landing.
position. Those are the only things
It
I
almost
mean,
looks
you
like it's
can-
flapping its
Yeah,
wings.
you can see just how small that catch fetting is too on
Jeez.
something that's just so massive.
No going to Starship.
That was absolutely insane.
Meanwhile,
We're not done, but
We're
wait,
not
there's
done
more.
yet.
It used to be, it caught fire the last one slightly, but it's actually really
Wow,
stable.
that is just
There's fuel
absolutely
inside the
stunning.
tank Still, that's amazing. That's incredible, and it looks like it's
And
just
this, of course,
it's just
a
sitting
gorgeous
there. It's
view
not
there
even
from
on
the
fire.
tower,
That's
looking
not even
down
on
at the
fire.
top of the booster.
That's insane. That's some view for insaneness.
all right, and we are tracking.
That is so cool to see.
Now we're standing by for views
Literally,
from the
in
ship,
about 10
but
minutes,
who
20
can take their
minutes, they'll
eyes
go back
off
down
of
back
that
to the normal
incredible sight. That is once again the second catch of a booster back at the
Second.
launch tower.
Just second.
It was incredible
It
to see
failed
it
the last
come
time,
back
but
down,
it
just
revived itself.
this silver
I think
flare
that's
in the
amazing.
sky. And we can still see the launch plume behind us, and wow, we definitely. I can't speak for you, Dan, but that was very moving for me.
Yeah, and right now you can see some of the telemetry on those ship engines has gone out, and we're waiting for an update on what our ship status is. We were approaching that ship engine cutoff time, so just waiting to hear. So obviously we've got
There'll be people coming
booster
in
back,
and having a look
booster
at it.
on the launch tower in the chopstick arms, but we are waiting to get an update now
The cameras
on
are gone
the
off,
ship.
so we don't know what's happened.
As we were expecting ship engine
They're
cutoff
talking
about
because
40
they have no clue
seconds
what to say,
ago.
and
We
they're
saw
waiting
some
for
of
this
those
announcement saying, "Good,"
engines
or
start to go
"It's
out
gone a bit
prior to
off
that
the
point.
board."
And so right now
One
we
engine's
are
on.
just standing by to try and
So I don't know if
get
it's trying to
the latest word
refine itself, like
on where we
get
are with
itself
ships.
going.
So stick with us for just a couple of minutes as we wait to hear some updates.
Now, if you just
Something's gone a
recently
bit
joined us, you might want to hit rewind and go back about 9-10 minutes ago to when Starship lifted off from the launch tower that you see there. We had a
So,
gorgeous
in
ascent
fact, right,
followed by
it's
a
Starship
stage
Flight.
separation where the ship separated from
Next flight,
the super heavy
they're
booster.
gonna
The
catch
booster
both.
performed a flip
Now, how
maneuver
they're gonna
and
do that, I
returned
don't
back
know.
to
But they have
the
to
Gulf
lower
Coast
that,
here. There you can
boost
see
it
it on
down,
your screen.
right? You have to lower it
Obviously, a
down.
successful catch back at
gotta
the launch
transport
tower,
it away,
which
and
is
then they've
something
gotta
that
rearm
we were
the
all hoping to
chopsticks
see
upwards
and
get it
really
ready for
couldn't
another
ask
flight and
for
get
a
the
more
thrusters
beautiful
ready.
background with those blue skies
That's what-
and blue water there.
that's insane.
As Dan said, we are
So,
standing
as you
by
can
for
see, the fuel-
an update on the ship that had
They have to
ignited
do a
its
pre-entry
engines and started
burn
making
to
its
see.
way up to space. So standing by for
Looks
more
like-
info on that.
Oh, everything's frozen.
But wow, what an experience
Imagine if
to
Starship's
see that
gone
take
wrong.
off and for that booster
That's
to
like
come
a
back.
fail. I don't
You
know
can
what
see it
happened.
there up close on your screen to the place that it launched from. Once again, there were thousands of catch commit criteria,
So
which
the
is
panels
basically
on the
just
sides must have
all
been
the
damaged
things
slightly,
that
but
we
those
have
things
to
have
assess and
survived,
evaluate
so
and basically make sure
nothing
that they
has
are
really come off
make sure
exactly.
that everything is clear
So
and
the last
acceptable
attempt,
conditions
the
both on the
covers for the
vehicle side
electrical panels
as
all
well
came
as
off.
the tower
And
side
if
in
it
order
was-
to
if it
enable
came
that
off a bit
catch.
higher,
So
it would've killed all of it.
obviously
All the
from
electronics would've gone.
the last two flights that we have done where Flight 6 we attempted
this
but
is
had to divert
insane.
into the ocean, and then on Flight 5 we did have the first ever successful catch of the booster. We used the learnings of those two flights to hone in that catch commit criteria, and we saw success today, which is pretty
And
awesome.
By the way, if you
And
want,
just a quick status
if
check.
you want to
So
get a
we
Starship
currently do not
SpaceX badge,
have
I don't
comms
sell them. So don't ask
with
me.
the ship.
But
So
go on to the internet. I'm not
trying to figure
advertising
out
again.
exactly when
To
that
let you know,
happened and
I am
exactly
not
what happened. So
advertising
obviously the
anything.
flight controllers
I am
right
just
now
saying that
going through their data, looking to make sure it's not anything
do
instrumentation
sell
on the ship, but actually
SpaceX, or not
try and get
SpaceX,
us a
but
status. So
Starship badges. So I
again,
have
we're gonna
one,
keep
two,
listening in on this.
no,
We'll give you an
one,
update as soon as we
3,
have a little
4,
bit
5,
more. So
6.
for now, stage
I
one
don't have 2
back in the
because it's a rare
tower,
badge.
waiting to find out
So
a little bit
get it,
more
but I've
about
got
stage
the
2.
others, and they're rare now. We're waiting for an announcement from Starship to see if it's still there or not. For this long, it's a bit concerning. It's very concerning that there's been no announcement for the last while. It's a bit concerning now. It's starting to concern me that we haven't had an announcement for 4 minutes. 5 minutes really. 5 minutes. No. 4 minutes. Usually we get an announcement by now. So we're now I'm a bit like, hang on.
All right. So if you are just tuning in, we caught a booster, but we are still waiting to find out a little bit more on the ship. So it had successfully separated. We did that hot staging maneuver. We did see all 6 of ship's engines on the way uphill during its ascent. But as we were getting to the end of that ascent burn, we saw engines dropping out on telemetry, and we have since lost contact with the ship. So again, we're still listening in on the loops, trying to figure out how much we can get right now. But again, stick with us. We'll bring you updates updates as soon as we hear them.
So I can
Really
explain
exciting. We were able to catch the booster
what
today.
might have happened
Obviously, we want to get the ship
and
all the
what
way over
could
to the
be
Indian Ocean.
right now.
May
So,
not be able to do
what
that
could
at
have
this
happened?
point, but we'll give you some updates as soon as we
Everything,
hear a little
let's
bit more
say
about the ship.
engines might have
For those that didn't
not
catch
shut down,
earlier,
causing
this
a
was
drag burn down
a new
or
version
a
of the
burn
ship.
up,
This was its debut flight.
or
So
lost
a lot
all
of learnings
connection
here for
with the
sure
ship itself,
as we continue
or they've
to
lost
tune in
connection with
and listen in
major
with the
systems
teams
of
and
the
try to
ship.
gather more
Or the
information
other one, they've lost
to understand
everything, contact,
where we stand with the ship.
cameras,
But
everything's just gone.
as Dan mentioned before, teams are trying to
of
make
that
sure
results in
that
one
it's not an
thing.
instrumentation
They have to
error.
detonate
We want to
it.
find out if
Means
it's,
destroy
you
that
know, did
entire
we just
thing.
lose communication
Anything.
or did something else happen with the ship? So
Or
teams are actively
it's the booster
working,
we
trying
only
to
have caught, and
figure
that's
out
it, the end of the
what we
day.
what we can
So
find
it's,
out, and
it's a
we're
bit-
continuing to
it's gonna be
listen
upsetting
in
to lose that ship,
and
'cause that
find
would
out more
encompass a lot
information
of things
to share
happen.
as we can.
At the same time,
But as we said
have
before,
now
and you
got
can
a
see it
booster
there on your
that's fully
screen,
intact.
what a beautiful, beautiful sight to see
it.
another booster back at
And
the
you can see
launch
it's- you can
tower.
see that it's
That
now
was
kind of
successfully
calm
caught
and
just
stable
minutes
and
ago.
steady, and it's a nice
After
might
sending
have
the
to
ship
lower it
off
down
into
eventually.
space and having seen it for the first time with my own eyeballs in person, it was pretty awesome. And yeah, the thunder-like sonic boom was really fun to experience.
Yeah. So we are getting a little bit more. So we did lose all communications with the ship. So I mean that is essentially telling us that we had an anomaly with that upper stage. So we were just coming up to the end of that ascent burn for the ship when we stopped when we started to
something
lose
has
a
come loose,
couple of the
or
engines. We
there's
saw
been a
those
jolt
dropping out,
so
and then we did
massive
lose
and shape
telemetry
that's
from the
caused
ship. So that
ship
means we didn't have contact with
communications
it.
to just go
So at this
pop.
point, we are assuming that the ship has
And
been
that's
lost.
not a good
So
sign.
this
Starship
was
is
a brand new
advanced.
vehicle, essentially.
It's
This was
V2,
kind of an
but
upgrade
there's
version.
always
So
gonna be a problem,
with that,
and
there's a
that's
lot
why
of
it's not
things
in
you're
its final
upgrading, but there's a
V3
lot of things you're
stage.
going
That
to
it's now
learn
its
as all of
prototype,
those systems are now
but it's
interacting with each other for the
major
first
prototype
time.
now.
But at this
But there was
point,
always gonna be a
we
problem,
did
so
lose the upper
you don't
stage
expect
of
it to
the
work the
ship.
first
So
time and not the last
again,
time
we're
either.
gonna listen in and try and figure out a little bit more about what happened.
So the only
And
person
obviously,
that might
we'll
come
do
back is the chief engineer
kind of a full
saying we
breakdown
have
once
a
we get smarter
termination.
ourselves
Yeah.
in the coming hours and days as well.
For sure. Now, for those that have recently tuned in, we're now a little over T plus 16 and a half minutes after liftoff.
It doesn't
We
look
do
good, does
believe
it?
that we
Nope,
have
it
lost the
doesn't
ship
look good.
during its ascent phase. It's successfully
turn it
separated
down
from
because we
the
don't think
super
we're
heavy
gonna get
booster.
anything from it a while.
But during that ascent phase, a couple of the
So
engines
I
dropped
don't
out, and then
think
shortly
we're
thereafter,
gonna
we lost
see it,
communication with the vehicle. So we
because
are
it's
assuming that we
now
have
gone over that
lost
time
the
limit.
ship, but we are standing by to confirm that. And
We
once we
probably
can,
have lost
we
the ship.
will.
I don't think
But this
we can
was a new
physically
version
see
of
it.
the ship, of Starship, and
It is a new
it
version,
was
and if it's got a
intentionally
problem-
designed and flown in order to basically test the envelope, as we
The
have
envelope
done
might
with
have
every
failed.
one of these
Physically,
test
the
flights.
envelope
The
might
keyword
have
there being
failed,
test,
and it's just
and
caused
really
a
trying
lot
to
of
understand
problems.
the boundaries
The
and the
envelope
maximums
opened up
for
accidentally.
the ability of
That
this
destroyed the
vehicle
ship,
to fly
basically.
and understand where those boundaries are.
So I might not be able to even do
we always
styling
knew
stuff because it
that
could be too bad.
excitement is guaranteed today. Success not guaranteed. And so, yeah, we are standing by to see if we can learn more about the status of the ship.
I say it's successfully flown at least, and a recapture attempt was official. Its venting means it's getting rid of all that, fuel. It vents all the fuel. Looks like the venting lines are online. Vents all the fuel, gets rid of it all. They can then lower it and go back to yard for the re-evaluation. It looks like they have installed the vents underneath where the fuel lines are. Pretty cool. We'd like to see that. Looks like the wings have now balanced as well. Like the grid fins are balanced, well rebalanced. The chopsticks are holding still. By the way, when they did the first landing, they had to replace all the actuators, so all the pistons were actually replaced, the newer and more tougher. And by the way, they filled up those. They had loads of bags of sand they used for like testing for NASA, and they filled it, and all the bags continued to 780 tons, and these choppers just bending. So that's how much weight it should take. It's a lot. Rest of the vents now fully on. I don't think we can get anything else for the next few minutes. We are now nearly 20 minutes in, and we haven't got a notification from Starship. We might have just completely lost it. It might have gone wrong somewhere. This is not great, because Starship is the primary mode of transport, and that's failed. It makes me feel a bit like they've achieved what they were intended to do to land the booster, but they were achieving so much more, and something in the critical system must have gone wrong, and that makes everyone, and including probably me, all the viewers and everyone else, just like, what? Like, really? After all that work they put in, it's not great to see it blow up. And it's a V2, so it's like, it's been into a few fine-tunes, and a few things have been altered to make it work more efficient, but that efficiency could have resulted in an actual problem. That could be the case as well. So it's not great. I do like the viewer. The views would be nice. I don't think anything can get any better than that. If you skip back, go and watch the landing. If you skip back, go and watch the landing of the booster. If you skip a bit more forwards into that, you'll see us lose connection. I'm waiting for a re-established connection with Starship. We lost connection 8 or 9 minutes ago, and we haven't had a word back. We are thinking that it might have been terminated, but we do not know yet. It looks like all the vents have opened underneath the engines. That's good. It means they're venting. All the oxygen, all the liquid fuel's being vented. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So some cameras might have captured the hot stage when you hit the water. We'll see that hopefully soon. Everyone's a little bit concerned that we haven't had any fallout of Starship yet. It could be that they've lost just camera connection, but something's gone wrong on the engine system, so they're trying to fix it, or they will have to terminate the rocket. I haven't got any really good news at the moment, since this is not happened yet. So the vents I've just seen are located where those huge tubes are around the engines. Those are the ejectors. So they will eject all the fuel out underneath, and that will disperse, and then it will cool down. It'll be landed. It'll be put back to the processing plant. Starship battery, and it could be reused, or it could be destroyed, or it could be saved. I think it will be destroyed. They usually get rid of the ships at the moment because they can't reuse them. Well, they've made them reusable, but if they're damaged severely, they might not be able to. But I think this one might be able to be reused again. It's just some fine-tuning you have to do. It's the first V2 ship. Currently, we have lost connection with Starship. We have the booster just landed about 4 or 5 minutes ago. We have just lost the countdown. It's more concerning. I'm now guessing we have completely just lost Starship. I don't think we can recover. We're waiting for a call out to see if it's been terminated or not. We do not know what has just happened. We have just lost connection, where they lost connection with it about 7 or 8, 9, about 10 minutes ago now. We have lost connection 10 minutes ago, and are waiting for a call out to see if it's been terminated, or we have just lost flight connection. At the moment, we have seen that the venting has started on the booster to get rid of all liquid nitrogen and oxygen. We're just waiting for this call out. As you can see, the liquid oxygen tanks are cooling down. Do we have
Thanks, everyone, for continuing to stick around as we were checking in on the status of the ship. At this point in time, we can confirm that we did lose the ship. However, Starship, the total vehicle, did have an on-time liftoff at 4:37 p.m. Central Time from the launch pad just behind us at Starbase Texas. Gorgeous ascent and successful stage separation. The booster pushed the ship off, and the ship disconnected during that stage separation. The booster came back for a successful, the second ever booster catch at the launch tower, which was pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it was great to see the booster come down, but
I reckon the payload door might have
obviously
failed,
bummed out about
because that's
ship.
the only
It looked like we lost
that's a
contact
new
with it a
only
little
part
under
that's brand new on
8.5
the side
minutes
of
into
the ship.
flight. That's roughly when
I reckon
you
that
start to
failed,
get to that
and
main
it
engine
caused,
cutoff.
and it caused all that air to go and expand.
We
Rocket
obviously
just
need to go through all
ripped
the
it
data.
apart.
It's going to take some time. In the next hours,
Might just
days,
killed
we're
it.
going to figure out exactly what happened, come back, fly the next one, get even farther. Reminder, it's a test. It's a flight test. It's an experimental vehicle. So we'll figure out what ended our day today and make sure it doesn't end our day tomorrow. So as we do that, we're going to continue to provide you updates on our X account on SpaceX.com. So just continue to tune in there as we learn what happened. We'll be ready to share it.
Exactly. So for now, we are going to wrap up our webcast. We'd like to thank the folks in the county for supporting the launch, as well as the agencies that enable us to launch, and of course to our viewers for tuning in.
And thank you, Kate, for coming down, doing this with me. It was great to have you here.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We'll see you guys at the next Starship flight test.
But if you're now just tuning in, it's the end, and we have lost Starship. It exploded. We assumed it's now been terminated. It means it's been destroyed. Booster was catched. If you skip back, the booster was catched. The attempt was successful. Unfortunately, the Starship has blown up, and we hope that next time it survives. Hope you all enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you all enjoy this again. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Don't be afraid to ask, because I get annoyed by that. Don't be afraid to ask me any questions about Starship Flight 7 or any other Starships before that, as I know most things now and I keep researching into it every day. Don't be alarmed if this failed. The next one hopefully won't fail, and we'll have a successful flight. Don't you worry. It'll all be great, hopefully next time. So, as I say, stay safe. Stay safe. Keep watching Starship or SpaceX or any other rocket company you want and any game you want. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.